Alright guys, so welcome back. So after all those printing stuff, right, we know how to print stuff already. Let's talk about a little bit more of the data types. And what you can do here though, just in case that you open or you close this editor or you leave it idle for too long, you may lost those data. Just go ahead and look for file and then download it as a Python file. That should keep it. And if you got this warning from your browser, just don't worry about it. Just keep it. Okay, this is gonna download it as a Python file. Okay, and we can open it later. It's not stored anywhere on this website. So if you don't save it, it's gonna be gone. Okay, just be aware of that. All right. So let's keep on going. There is another data type that we haven't talked about. Okay, that's gonna be a data type called a list. Okay, so for example, we're doing this name here before, and that name can store one name. But what if I want to have more names, like Ted, maybe Max, right? Now you can see the problem here is that they are still one thing. They're not like differentiable, right? So instead of doing this, we could say names will be equals to Ted, right? That's one name. And then, we could do this with square bracket. We can start typing in our names with comma in the middle, and then maybe Sam and Toad. Right? That's three names here. Okay. Now, if we go ahead and print the names, you got like these, right? Three all printed. Now, if I want to know the second inside of these names, we could say print names and then square bracket. You can type in the number 1 here, and you run this guy. You can see you got Sam only. So it's very easy to differentiate. Now you could wonder that I'm typing in 1, so I'm supposed to be getting Ted. Why am I getting the second one? The problem here is that the numbers here are not starting from 1. If you go typing 0, that's when you're getting Ted. Okay, so the every atom in this names list, right? This list has an index. The first one will have the index of 0. The second one will have the index of 1, so on and so forth. So Toad will be actually number 2. If you go typing 2 here, it's gonna print out Toad. Okay, all right, cool. So that's gonna be a sneak peek of what a list is. Just to introduce a little bit more you can do with list. You can add new element to a list. For example, if you want to add another name, all you have to do is say names dot append. Okay, and then you can append in whatever name you want to add. For example, maybe Mac. Oops. And then let's go ahead and print out names. You can see we're getting 1, 2, 3, 4 instead of 3. We are adding one more. You can also say let's insert something in the middle. Like I wanted to add another name here instead of on the very last. What I can do is I can say names dot insert. Okay, and then I can insert. I can specify the position. So if we want it to be in the second position, I have to type in 1. Okay, I have to type in 1, and then maybe this new name will be Amanda, right? And then let's print the names, and what you got is Amanda here inserted in the second place. Okay. Meanwhile, we can also remove. So let's say if we wanted to remove something like maybe remove Mac, have to do this, and then let's print the names. You can see we're getting rid of Mac. Okay, so that's just a few things we can add. We can do with those lists. There are more you can do with lists. Like for example, what if I want to get the second and the third? Okay, so what I need to do is I can print out the names, and then in the square bracket I can get the second one, which is 1, and all the way to the third one, which is 2. So this is going to be a range from 1 to 2. Okay, now if I print, I'm printing out Amanda, and it doesn't do actually Sam for some reason. Oh, it doesn't include that, so you have to do 3 to get Sam. Yeah, so if you want to get from 1 to 2, you actually have to type in 3 here. It's not include the last number. Okay, just be aware of that. Okay, let's move on. So another thing we can do is, if I wanted to get from the first one to the fourth one here, what we need to do is we need to type in 5, because this is going to from 0 to 4. Okay, if I wanted to get the last one, I can print names, and I can go for -1. That's gonna give me the last one. If I want to get the last 2, I can go ahead and then print out the names, and then here I can type in like -2 to nothing, which is basically from the last second one to the last first one. So you got Sam and 2, which is you know, those two, right? The last 2 here. All right, so that's gonna be some of the things we can do. So one more thing we can do, just to make it a little bit more complete, we can also say let's add another list, for example, ages. Okay, and then ages will have like their age, like 23, 25, 26, 27, 28, right? So we got ages. If we wanted to add those two together, we can just use a plus. So like let's say combined list will be equals to ages plus names, and we can print the combined list, and you got like the combination of those two. Okay, all right, so that's gonna be the list. There are more we can do, but let's just keep things simple and not really talking about those guys, because you know, I want to keep this simple and just for the purpose of understanding the basics of the language. So we're not going to cover every little detail on those things, just to name a few. And so let's move on to the next video, and we can talk about other data types. Okay, see you next time.